In this lesson, we are going to create checkout wizard and implement shipping address and payment method page. Let us start by adding shipping address type to ordermodel.ts. Open ordermodel.ts in models folder and add shipping address type and export it. For shipping address, we have full name, address, street address, city postal code, and country, all of type string. Next step is in the use cart store hook. Open this file in hooks folder in lib. And for cart, we need to add two new fields: payment method of type string and shipping address of type shipping address. Import it from order model and go for initial state. Right after total price in initial state, set payment method value to PayPal. The default payment method is PayPal, and shipping address to empty strings for all fields. Then go to the use cart service and add new functions for saving shipping address and payment method. Scroll down right after decrease function, create a new function, set the name to save shipping address, as parameter get shipping address of type shipping address, and call set state on cart store object, then pass the shipping address value as parameter to set state. So what we did here is to update the shipping address based on the value we passed to this function. We use this function in the shipping address form. Do the same for saving payment method using this function. And go for creating checkout wizard. We are going to create UI component to show checkout steps. To do that, go to components folder, right click, new file, checkout steps.tsx. Here is the code for checkout steps component. Define checkout steps and export default this component. The input props to this component is current. Current shows the current state or current step. By default, it's 0. Inside that, we shaped UL, unordered list, and use the steps class from Daisy UI. Inside that, define an array of list item to show as steps. The first step is user login, second one shipping address, third one payment method, and the last one place order. Convert each string value to an li, set the key to step to make them unique, and set class name to step. But if current state is greater than index, make it primary, so it's gonna be active. Otherwise, make it as deactive, as normal. It means that we didn't get to this step yet. As value, show the string value inside the list item, and there we are. We can use the checkout steps as component in other pages. Let's go for next step and create shipping address form. Go to frontend, right click, new folder, shipping. Inside that, create new file, form.tsx. In this file, create form component and export default the component. Inside that, import use router from next/navigation. We need to redirect user, so we need to get access to router object from use router hook. Then call use cart service and get save shipping address method and shipping address state from Zustand. Then call useForm from React Hook form and pass shipping address type from order model as data type of this form. For default value, make all of them empty string. All fields of shipping address. Next step is filling default value for addresses like this. In the use effect imported from React, set value from React Hook form, fill the full name field based on the value of shipping address in the use card service hook. Do the same for other fields. Let's go for next step and create form submit function. It's of type submit handler imported from React Hook form. Pass the generic type to shipping address, and inside that we call save shipping address and paste the values in the form as parameter to this function. Then redirect user to the next page, which is payment method. Here I'm going to create a new component inside form component. It is form input component. This React component accepts ID of input, name of input, is it required, and the pattern to validate. The data type ID is key of shipping address, name, a string, required is optional boolean, and pattern is optional of type validate rule from React form hook, React Hook form, and regular expression as interface as generic type for this type. What I'm gonna return here is a div that contains a label, an input box, and error message based on the values passed by props to the form input component. Scroll down. Let's go for returning the component. Let's go for the return part to shape the UI of this component. In the return part, create a div. Inside div, render checkout wizard imported from components folder. The current state is 1. It means that we are in the shipping address state. Create a div after checkout wizard. Like other divs, for sign in and register, we make the div center aligned and small width. Then create another div, set the class name to card body to create padding, add heading 1 to shipping address, and create a form like this. Inside form, use form input component that we have defined here, and set name, ID, and validation rules. It's super simple to create form input using this component. After all, create a div to shape a button for next step. Let's use the form component inside page.tsx, inside shipping folder, right click, page.tsx. This code is super simple, like sign in and register page. Set the page title using export const metadata to shipping address, and make this component and export default shipping address function as an async function because it's a server component, and return form component, which is a client component. Save the code. Let's test the result. Go to home page, select a product, add to cart, checkout, admin @example 1 to 6, sign in. In the form.tsx, in shipping folder, we need to make a client component. In the use cart service, To get rid of this error, go to Use Card Service and add payment method and shipping address. We need to extract them from cart store function like this. Okay, there is no error. We passed user login and we are in shipping address. We are ready to get the shipping address here. Great, let's test it. Enter address and click on next. We are in the payment page. We didn't implement this page, so we get 404 error. But if I go back and refresh, as you see, the data has been saved in the shipping address form. Let's go for shaping payment method page. Here is the plan. Create a form in payment folder. Go to front, right click, new folder, payment, new file, form.tsx. In form.tsx, create a React component and export default this component. And inside that, here, get access to the router using use router in next/navigation. Get access to save payment method, and shipping address from use card service hook. Create state for selected payment method using use state from React. And define handle submit function. It's an async function. And define handle submit function. Prevent refreshing the page by calling e.preventDefault. Save the payment method selected by user in the UI and redirect user to the next step, which is place order. Also, in the use effect imported from React, if we have address, there is no need. If there is no address in the shipping address object, we need to redirect user to the previous step. Otherwise, set the selected payment method based on the value in the use card service hook. If there is no value, use PayPal as default. Good. Let's go for the return part of this component. Create a div. Inside that, render checkout wizard. Import it from checkout wizard.tsx in components folder. After that, create a div, center aligned, small width. Inside that, create cart body. And in the cart body, render heading 1 to payment method. Right after heading 1, create a form for onSubmit, call handle submit function, and render 3 divs using map function on this array. For PayPal, Stripe, and cash on delivery, we're gonna shape 3 div. Each div has a key equal to payment to make it unique, a label to show the label, and input radio button to get the selected value of the user. If the selected payment method equal to the payment method in this array, make it as selected by setting checked value of the input element. When user changed, for unchanged, we update the selected payment method by the selected value in the list. After this, create a div. In the div, render a button, type to submit the selected value to the server. Also, make a room for user to go to previous step using a button for unclick. Call router.back to go to the shipping page. Great, let's use this form. In the payment method folder, create page.tsx, and like other page component, import form from the same folder, metadata from next, set the page title to payment method, and render the form in payment page component. Save the code, click on next. We need to make this component client component, use client, and there we are in the payment method. Selected payment method is PayPal. Let's make it Stripe. Click next. There is no place order page. Click back again, next, and as you see, it saves the selected payment method. Even if I refresh the page, the selected value saved in the form. Great. We implemented checkout wizard, and we have 2 pages to get shipping address and payment method from user. We are ready for the next step, which is place order. Until that lesson, bye-bye.